And there we are. The surface mount is in, and the only thing that was a bit of a trick there was that the stock, for whatever reason, I don't know, the stock screws weren't deep enough to hit the mounting bolts that are inset in this box, and I had to use an impact driver to really drive a couple of bolts in there. So not super recommended, but finally, you can hear it squeaking its way in. The other one's, this one's a little on the loose side, but still managed to grip a little bit. This one's really in there, and I don't anticipate needing to take this box apart anytime soon, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Obviously, the top of the television is going to need to be a little bit lower than this box, so we'll have to take that into account when we mount it. Looks like it's going to end up being around 5'10" off the floor, and great success. So far, so good. Next thing to mount is the TV frame, and then plug the TV in and declare victory. So next thing to do is get that TV mount on there. I suppose I should plug in my diagnostic tool, which I'm going to do. As soon as I bought it, may as well use it. And let's see what it has to say about this wiring job. Here's the diagnostic tool, and if everything is okay, it should be on, off. There's 3 LEDs, and let's just have a look. Okay, so that's looking just fine. See, on, off, which corresponds to correct. And it's putting out a whopping 212, so we're under voltage on this receptacle here. Should be 230. So it looks like out in the country we don't quite get as much power as we deserve. Next up, TV mount. Here's the TV mount we bought for the back of the 4K TV, which you can see the plate on right here. It is a 49UH 6500, which is a 49-inch 4K TV. I got it for I got it secondhand for like $100, and it wasn't working, and so I fixed it with some Scotch tape. So I feel like that's not a bad deal. 4K TV for $100, but it was mostly the challenge of fixing it. It's worth paying for. Anyways, we're going to undo this TV mount. Looks like it's got a frame and a couple of rails, and the rails probably screw to the TV, and then they click into the frame, which gets mounted on the wall. So we're going to have to do some measuring, make sure we don't mount this TV too high or too low or too left or too right, because there's not a lot of clearance, certainly left or right, on this TV. So we're going to have to do it pretty perfectly, and that means taking this box apart and figuring out what's in there and then mounting it on the TV correctly. So let's set up for the unboxing, and see if we can't get a little more light on the situation. It's about as much as I'm going to get, and start figuring out what to do with the stuff. Okay, let's have a look and see what's in this box. The mount wasn't expensive at all. We got it online. Always a bit of a mystery. This one is a kind of a generic mount for all TVs between 32 and 49 inches. So this is at the very max end of its range, but it should still be okay. We'll see. It's not a super heavy TV like the old plasmas used to be, crazy heavy. This thing can handle up to 50 kg, up to 400 by 400, mounting 50 millimeters. Okay, so on and so forth. It's got a leveler. So let's see. Oh yeah, excellent. Stuff dropped right through the hole in the middle. Nice packaging. Well done. Let's go mess with this. Okay. What do we have? Got a screwdriver. Super. They gave me a drill bit. Super duper. What size drill bit is that? Unmarked. Looks like an 8 or a 10. A couple of pieces of styrofoam. Don't need those. Rail number 1. Rail number 2. And the back plate. So, the principle of operation is most likely that the rail, here's the open end, hooks in and then gets screwed down. Also looks like it's got a cantilevering motion of some kind, so that'll be interesting to discover. You loosen here and it swings out. Just turn the screen and see what you see. Okay, so as you can see, we've got a little cantilever motion here. So that leads me to believe that this is the top, and it hooks into the rail. Okie dokie. And then there's a screw on the bottom that prevents it from falling off the rail. So we'll back that guy off until we're ready. Let's see. Very good. And we'll do the same thing on this end. Back that guy off a whole bunch. Just backing the screw off because eventually it's going to make sure it doesn't fall off the rail, but not for now. And then what you do is you figure out which of these holes you're going to mount your TV on. So let's have a look and see what we got in terms of mounting bolts. They have a bunch of different diameters of bolts. You just find the one that fits in the back of your TV. I believe I've found mine. Okay, 2, 3, and 4. Very good. Okay, now that we've identified the bolt, there's usually some standoffs. That would be these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a standoff. We've got some washer action. 2, 3, 4. At least those. And then we got some heftier washers for the screws that hold the frame to the wall. And so we'll put those. Take this guy off. So there's 4 hefty washers. 4 hefty bolts. Four wall plugs. So that's what gets, this is what puts the frame in the wall, and this is what puts the rails on the frame. And then you have 3 different sizes of TV mounting bolts, of which I've already discovered my size. So I have really thin, really thick, and mine are in the middle. So here's the really thick, here's the really thin. Not going to need them.
I hope you liked this video. If you did, please consider subscribing, giving me a like, and leaving me a comment. I really enjoy making these videos, and I want to know from you how I can make them better. The whole point of these videos is to demonstrate that if I can do something, you can do it too. Well, that's it for now. So long, and remember, keep making.